I'm not going to even look how long the last time we played this was.
Oh no, please do. I want to suffer.
62 days.
Yay!
2 months.
2 months.
We need a last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Previously on Kraken Geek Z.
You blew up a car, killed them by flipping it, looted the corpses, built a gun, and are following an elephant that's currently high off its tits on a magical fucking dreamscape, trying to locate a magical sword that may or may not exist. That sums it up. Yeah.
That sums up my last Tuesday. I don't
Last Tuesday. Fucking hell. So, it's been a while.
What's the magical elephant smoking?
Puff the magic dragon.
I'm just imagining we look over at Lulu and they've got a little dragon in their trunk.
Lulu for you.
Oh no.
Okay. God, like literally, like it my fucking.
Yo, dudes. You
got
gotta
back to
try
finally.
this, man.
Anyhow, so we were left off the
Some
part.
good shit, man.
Fuck the owl in your head. This is a stone Lulu. Oh god, imagine that stone Lulu. Fucking hell. So, quick recap just to kind of re-jog people's memories. So,
You're gonna eat
when
that?
the party had left Fort Knucklebones and are beginning to follow Lulu and a war machine? War fucking infernal fucking machine, whatever it was called. My brain is like mush.
Rig. I don't know.
It was a war. It was a fucking vehicle. It was a vehicle. I remember that. A demon user up to a demon grinder user in.
Yeah.
And I'm beginning
Take open for it.
to make their way through Avernus. But by following Lulu with Brimrock at the wheel and everyone else in the back, they made their way quite far before they came under attack, which was fucking the best thing I have ever seen you do in D&D is managing to do what you did, flip the vehicle and kill everyone. In spectacular, with you in it, with in spectacular Mad Max style. It's fucking amazing. So, where we left off, we'll kind of come back. These are back in the vehicle. And they're beginning to make your way further through Avernus. During that time, Ultep, you have spent the time constructing your gun, and they spent some time attuning to it. So you are now have your gun.
He's got a gun.
He's got a gun. And everyone else, I'll say for the intended purposes, I'd had a long rest, so you're rehealed. For all intents by the time we took these. And these are beginning to follow Lulu at the helm with Brimrock. Are you still driving?
Yeah.
It's beginning to follow Lulu and make your way to the location of the sword. So, is there anything you wish to do in this time as well you continue to travel?
I'm probably just reading that book.
Okay. So,
I'm examining the circlet of what was it? Circlet of blasting? Yeah.
yes. Yep, so you're examining that. Do you need to tune to it? No, you don't.
I don't think so.
Nope,
think
I was
have
just
to equip it.
double checking. So, if you need to tune to it and stuff, that's fine. Ultep, you probably are just sitting fidgeting with your gun. I'll say for all intents purposes right now, from what you've crafted, you don't currently have any bullets, right?
Yep.
So you would need to either attempt to make bullets by finding some resources around the world or buy them.
But he's got a bullet gun.
He has a gun.
Not like
No,
an artificer gun?
he has a gun, so he can tell you, describe how it wants and looks, but in a sense, he has a gun.
Oh, okay. So not like the artificer.
No,
type
it can
of
be,
gun.
it's a custom one. I've custom made it.
It's a Glock
Oh,
19.
I have, yeah. Like,
we driving by a unheard vehicle going blah blah blah.
yeah, I've been building custom weapons for everyone, so Ultep's got his. Everyone else will be getting theirs soon. So, so you're just going to just spend the time obviously relaxing before you arrive at where Lulu thinks the store is.
I guess so.
Okay.
Unless we're attacked again somehow.
Well, I was going to say, Brimrock, since you're driving, can you roll me a d20, please?
The bag of holding doesn't start talking again.
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
10.
Wondering where he went.
10.
Right down the middle.
10. So, as user,
It really has 62 days.
yeah, it's been really been 62 days, and it's mostly my fault. Right. So, as user continue to make your way to this destination, this unknown destination, up to your right, you start to hear the rumbling of something far in the distance.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
And it's like, in a sense, it's off to your right. You're starting to hear this rumbling coming from.
Just keep driving.
Keep driving. Okay, so you just keep driving. You keep driving.
We can hear it.
You can hear it.
Of
You
course.
can only hear
Keep
it.
an eye on it.
Yep. So you can keep an eye. So, let's say for all intents and purposes, who's going to look out to see, keep an eye on this.
I can.
You can.
Just
So,
Looking
with
at the
your
demon compendium.
yeah, with your passive perception, you see this. So as you continue, the rumbling you're hearing looks to be some sort of like volcanic activity that's happening far in the distance. Nothing is major. It's just some volcanic activity of something erupting in about distance. You're just seeing like the plume of smoke coming from at the top of the mountain and stuff. And
Okay.
you can distinguish it's what it is. So, with that said, we'll move on to where you're going. So, it's another, after the battle, it would be, I would say, about a day's rest. You probably took about another, a day, you'd have a rest during that time, and then you're continuing because you'd had a long rest to heal. So, as you begin to arrive at the destination, you begin to arrive upping it here on the map. So, as you arrive in this vastly large hillscape, it says, English. I missed it so much. Iron trees line a trail that leads to the summit of the steep hill. Knights are impaled in trees and metal branches with their bodies wailing as the torment as bloated sturges feast on their blood. And I shall show you what you see.
That's metal as fuck.
That is.
So, once everyone loads in,
Those lips. Sort of lips.
shh.
Like a delicious pair of lips.
Go on. Give it a kiss.
So, and if I remember, it should be.
Why does mine always take forever? There we go.
It's going to
The
load the
warp.
music. Is that playing? Is it playing?
Not for me.
No, because the game's paused.
No, it should play by automatically.
Oh, bro.
There we go.
Why
That is
can't,
loud.
why can't I hear it?
Well, we definitely hear it.
Right, I'll turn it down because I can't hear it, which is strange.
Getting
I can't
global
hear it either.
volume controls. Is that changing for everyone?
No, global volume controls is local to you.
Alright, okay.
Do if it is too loud to do turn it down. But I try and fix what's wrong with mine.
To be fair,
Did we turn it down?
On
it
the
always
top
takes forever. It always
of
takes forever for
the
the sound to
thingy
kick in for
under
me.
playlists, there should be volume controls there for you. I can't hear it, which is fucking annoying. Oh no, actually I
we
can
go.
hear it. I'm mute it here. Bizarrely, it's not working in the freebie, but I've got it to work. So, you arrive at the base of the hill, and up this kind of winding, kind of dirt path, you see a series of trees. And And what you can see in front of you, about 15-20 feet in front of you, at the start of this hill, you see a kind of like partially armored human impaled to this tree with sturges flying around, in a sense of diving down, sucking part of the blood, and then flying away. Oh, what are you gonna do?
Beauty of life.
Yeah, is this person, does they appear to be living?
Give me a perception check, or see if you can, from where you are, to see if you can see if they're breathing or alive at all.
Give me one moment.
Mm-hmm.
Perception.
Yeah. 7. It's difficult to tell where you're at a distance that you're currently away from them. You do see the body twitch. You can see the body twitch, but you can't tell if that's the body, the person being alive, or the sturges when they like stop the plug and disconnect the body twitching. You can't tell from where you are.
I'm
Boy.
gonna approach.
Sure.
Okay.
Wait. So as you begin to approach, with you now, in a sense, getting closer and taking time and stuff, you do see the shallow breathing coming from their chest as they go and breathe in and breathe out, very shallow, the breathing you're getting.
Okay.
They don't,
gonna-
in a sense, the person looks to be what I'm looking for. Doesn't know you're there, if that makes sense. They're not paying attention or concentrating on you. They're, in a sense, you can tell they're what the fuck was that just fell? What the fuck just fell?
You.
Uh-oh.
From heaven.
I will figure out what the fuck that is later. It was just something fell behind my computer. Like, what the fuck is that? But yeah, so in a sense, from what you can tell, the body's frail, and it's like as if the life force has been sucked away from them, and they are barely there and barely conscious.
I'm going to call out to Altep and just say, we've got a live one.
Okay.
Probably keep
boy.
him that way.
Tell to
I,
oh boy.
Moment.
Yeah.
I'll start slowly approaching, keeping an eye on the ground.
Yep, you begin to slowly approach.
Can I keep a lookout for any, say, assailants or?
Sure, give me a perception check. Keep a lookout. So yeah, it'll take you begin to make your way. Actual 1.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'm blind.
You're blind. You're too fixated on like just where you are right now. Like, this is something that you've never seen. You've never seen metal trees before, and it's got you like, oh, it's shiny, like oh, like that sort of thing, like mesmerized by what you're seeing.
These on the. Probably put these on the wagon.
I like the idea of just Brimrock going between, like, I am dwarven nobility and shiny.
Oh god.
Any given moment. I, at the very least, have my sword sort of ready on my shoulder, which I almost do habitually at this point.
Yeah, that's fine. So your sword is there and stuff. Use it about, in a sense, from the distance use it about 10 foot from the tree and stuff, and you're seeing like these sturges fly in and come in and go suck in some blood, fly away, and then fly away. But you're not seeing them like one, you see them like fly away up the hill and stuff and continue to make their way up. And I'll say from the distance you are, you start to notice another one appear in bodies. People.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue to approach.
I attempt to keep pace with Craven.
So as you continue to approach, and you now are like, in a sense, body is like, you're in a sense quite close to this person. It is a young human male in what looks to be some tattered bits of armor. In a sense, they're like a husk, very like malnourished. Barely you can start to see their bones and stuff. And in a sense, they're like barely there. They're like, in a sense, and then sort of suffering more than being alive, and as you approach, you see one eye open and then close, as if they're barely able to keep conscious.
Do I recognize their armor?
Give me an investigation or a perception check, please. Yeah, 17%. Having a look at the armor and stuff, from the bits and pieces of armor that you get, and obviously from your knowledge and history, you notice that the armor that they're wearing represents part of the Hell Riders.
Okay.
Okay. That's odd.
But it's a design of the Hell Riders you haven't seen. It's more for you, Henrik, and it's a design that hasn't been seen for a long time.
Ooh. Okay.
Henrik or Craven. I always get them to
further.
I always get the names mixed up. So yeah, so it's a version of the thing that hasn't been around for a very, very long time.
Okay, so seeing that, I am now very fixated on this. Oh shit.
So what are you going to do? As you do now, having a look up at the other trees and stuff that you can see in the distance, you start to notice that each of these metal trees has something hanging from them, or shall I say, someone hanging from them.
Do they all look to be in a similar state, or
from the distance that you can tell, they look to be in various states of so in a sense, from the couple that you can see up, you can see the one that's next up, you can see has a little bit more life in them compared to the one that you're seeing. But as it starts to get further and further away, it becomes difficult for them to see from where you are the state of each of them.
Fair.
Can I tap on my crystal and be like, hey, why are these people like this? What did they do to get stuck like this?
Okay. So you kind of tap on your crystal to try and see and stuff. You get told in your head from your crystal that these he says he doesn't know why they are, in a sense, why they're here. All he knows is that this is what's referred to as Coward's Way.
It's referred to as what?
Coward's Way.
Coward's Way?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's all he knows.
Can I inspect the armor further?
Yeah. So you can go up and
recognize the era.
Yeah. So you can go up and inspect them further and stuff. So give me, if you want to, in a sense, inspect the era to try and narrow it down, give me a history check.
History check.
Okay. Nova, are you muttering or anything while doing this?
What do you mean?
When you're looking at this, are you saying it out loud?
Yeah, like you saying all this out loud, that's what he's meaning.
Oh, when I talk to the crystal, I have a habit of talking to it out loud, yeah, but as far as inspecting it, I'm inspecting it with my own knowledge of the armor.
Okay.
So 16. 16, and your backstory was that, wasn't it? So I would say, Senric, from you having a look at this armor and from your history, the version of the bits of armor that you can tell are old, very, very old. You're talking, as I now double check what this was. Apologies. Where the fuck is it? Traits. So this is something that's hundreds of years old.
Hundreds, okay.
You can't, from your knowledge and your history, you can't determine exactly when it was.
Okay.
How many hundreds of years? As I am
hate you all
very old.
so much. What current year is it?
Grandpa,
What current year is it?
batting 1642.
I think I put myself at 150. So
Let me tell you right
Oh,
now.
it's far beyond that.
I was going to say I think it's far beyond that if memory serves me right. I would say it's a lot older than you.
okay.
I would say Craven would be able. I think Craven would know exactly. Craven with your age, Craven with what happened to you, you know where this came from.
Yeah.
You know that this was the from the talking about examiners stuff, and the time you spent and what you've seen. This armor was from this armor was worn by the Hell Riders in the Blood War,
Yep. That's what I thought.
and this was the armor.
When you said I recognized it and then said it's old, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no.
Is it, you recognize this? Is this the armor that the Hell Riders wore when they rode into Hell with Zerial into here?
Okay.
This is the armor instead of saying Craven. This is the armor that you know it. You've seen them wear it as they rode in and they fought. And I will also say that this is up to you. If Craven tells you this or not, are you going to say that? You're going to tell them where it's from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna sort of
With-
say, yeah, this is from the Blood War.
Yeah. With obviously, when Craven says that and stuff, you all had in the back of your minds go, wait, in the dream walk that you went with Lulu, you remember all of you seeing when you were in that circle around them, bits and pieces of the armor and people wearing it around you, a distance. And then being told it's hundreds of years old. You all get that sense of realization. It's like, wait, how is it possible they're still here?
I go to attempt to remove the the closest one to us right now from
You okay?
the tree.
Okay, one sec. You're going to attempt to remove the one that's on the tree. Running it.
Yes. My reasoning for this, just one, we can, getting them off the tree means that we can identify them better, and two, I can work on them and maybe save their life. Get some information. Yeah, at the very least, if they die, they can get
Get in the bag.
Okay, give me a strength check to see if you can physically remove the person from the tree. So this could be athletics. This is going to be like an athletic check to see if you're strong enough to pull them off a tree.
We'll be right back.
3.
No.
You attempt to put your arms around them to try and lift them off the tree. But as you do so, you didn't notice that they're kind of like staked this like a cross sort of style. That on what is holding him is kind of barred, and as you begin to pull, you kind of don't get far, and you let go. But doing so, you notice that the sturgy flying around, one makes a beeline for you, as if it's coming to you. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw to see if you can dodge out of the way of the sturge, in a sense, fucking missiling for your head. 14. Hearing the bzzz as it flies towards you, and you look up and see at the last second you manage to dodge out of its way just enough as it flies away, and then when you as you're doing so, you let go. You just see that flying up in the air going bzzz, and then you start to see other ones begin to approach, all in a sense buzzing around this person and all looking at you.
I do not feel threatened by these buzzing insects.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they like vultures?
So they're like the bloodsuckers. They're sturgies.
Okay.
I have no blood to my knowledge.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
So you know.
I'm gonna just very, very intensely staring down the individual on the tree in front of me, recognizing who they were, not as an individual, but as a Hellrider. I'm going to grip my blade and just... What happened to them?
What did I miss? I want to go pee.
Not a lot. Ultimate attempt to remove the body failed, and a Sturge swooped down to attack him. And now Craven is attempting to talk to his patron.
Yeah.
Oh. Neat.
Okay. You don't hear it back. Problem.
Okay.
So as excuse me, he's around this tree, you start to see more and more of these like flying sturges appear and buzzing around you and buzzing around this tree, but just dart up the hill. So like every so often you might see like 2 or 3 go up the hill and then come back. It's coming to the point that is probably buzzing around you right now, about 9 in total on what you can see. Buzzing around currently where you are.
Okay.
Well, considering the tree is barbed, and they've been here for damn near millennia, it might be best to leave them here.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
At least for now. We don't know what's holding them here and keeping them alive.
It seems like a punishment to me, and like an eternal one if they're still alive.
Plus, if the trees are barbed, it's probably best. We can't cut it,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah.
Can we try to mercy kill him?
You can certainly try.
I
Fail,
did
it's gonna lead
inspect
to more
the tree
suffering.
itself a bit more closely now
You
that
want? Okay,
I'm
so
here right next to it.
so you want to examine the tree? Are you want? And then if you okay, so we'll do all type of examine. So you examine the tree. Oh, sorry.
You do that first.
Because okay, all type up and examine the tree. This tree it's in a sense it's a tree. It looks like a tree, but it's made out of metal. Upon touching it and examining it, you can obviously sense like touch and temperature and stuff. This is cold to the touch, and looking at it, it looks like a tree made out of metal. But as you begin to look up, you notice that above their head that you didn't notice before until looking at this tree, you notice that there looks to be some sort of like plaque with an inscription on it above their head. And it says,
Ooh.
yeah.
Okay.
And upon looking at the inscription above their head, you from reading it, it's kind of like imagine like a inscription that kind of just says why they're here sort of style. It says, the mortal knight who abandoned Zuriel during the assault on Avernus.
Yeah.
So you get what you read from, that's in the sense of what you read on the plaque, that this knight abandoned Zuriel in the fight in the Avernus.
Alright, I look back at them. They're deserters. We can move on.
So this is what happened to those that routed.
I don't know if he's worth the mercy kill anymore.
We are cruel individuals.
Hey, you're being like, you're like thinking about this, like you're kind of like, okay, well, he's removing him. Is it going to be more painful than he is? What's keeping him alive? You don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing we've got to remember is Zariel fell.
Yes. That indeed.
And I saw what these men would have been running from. So I don't blame them in the slightest.
You know, you got a point. I'm gonna mercy kill him. At
You
the
want
very least.
mercy? Okay.
I'm actually gonna hold my hand out and stop you.
Okay.
Is the
Because
thing that they were running from worth my study?
I'm gonna hold my hand out and stop you and just say, don't. The second you do that, that swarm's going to attack us.
Yeah, good point.
Okay.
Altep so much as touched that body and got attacked. I feel
That's
like
true.
if we remove any of these, it'll be more than that swarm.
How many are there? There's a whole bunch. huh?
Currently, from what you can see, there's 9 buzzing around you, but you see every so often some will arrive to like in a sense the swarm that's at you, and then some will fly away. Numbers wise, it's difficult to tell how many are here.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's double digits at bare minimum.
That's too much.
I'm going to begrudgingly. I don't like the fact that I'm effectively abandoning one of these soldiers, but I'm going to continue up the path.
I follow.
Okay, so you begin to make your way up the path. As you begin to make your way up the path, you begin to see more people, soldiers. The next one you come up to, about as you begin to approach, you begin to see another human. Not another human, sorry, a dwarf this time. Dressed in armor, same as before. A little bit more life in them, but in a sense, you still see the Sturges flying around. You see him impaled to the tree, and they barely notice you as you arrive.
I cannot move, it seems.
I'll have a look and see what's going on in a second.
Oh no, the trees have gotten a hold of Brimrock.
No!
The roots have grabbed hold.
They've taken me. Save yourselves.
They were attracted to his muscles.
Harder than steel. Hell, I would be true.
Try that.
There you go.
There you go. So you begin to make your way uphill. Is there anything you want to do at the one that you arrive, or you want to examine it, or?
Is there another plaque?
Yes, there's another plaque.
Does it say the same thing?
Yes, this one says the same thing. The what it said before.
Okay.
As I pass each one,
Mm-hmm.
is it alright if I use like a little bit of their blood just to mark just put a dwarvish rune on it?
On each of them.
Yeah, on their hands, on the palm of their hands.
Sure. Why not? There you go.
Yeah, just as we go up.
Mhm.
As we walk up.
Okay. You put dwarvish rune on each of their hands. You can begin you to continue your way up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna effectively solemnly march just down this path, taking note of each soldier I pass and each plaque, but I'm not going to linger.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pay attention to if the plaques say anything different.
Okay. So as you begin to approach this one, this is a young elvish female, not in armor, in tattered common clothes on this one.
Elven female.
Mm-hmm.
What's
We
the
knew an
plot say?
elven female.
So
Is she jacked?
she jacked.
She absolutely monstrously jacked.
No. This one looks to be dead, as if all the life has been sucked out of them.
What does the plaque say?
So this one says. Does anyone here speak Elvish?
I do.
You do.
I do.
Okay. This one's written in Elvish, not in common like the others. It says, to the traitor, to the traitor that killed the king.
I relay that to Craven and ask his opinion. Because I know that he's seen visions of the whole battle that happened. Because you've mentioned that, haven't you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had visions of the Blood War when I was younger.
So I mention it to him and ask him what more context he might have on it.
Would I know?
I would say for this you wouldn't know. This is something that you've not seen and stuff. If anyone who's proficient in history wants to give me a history check, they can to see if they can figure out why this says this.
I can try. Would the
I'm proficient.
Yeah, anyone that's proficient in history can roll this. Free. Okay, 7. Okay, so Ultep and Senric, you have like this doesn't ring a bell. Craven, in your travels, from the time that you spent, obviously in your travels, a long time. You heard of a story of a elvish female that, in a sense, was the mistress to a king. An elvish king many thousands of years ago, and in jealousy for him picking another woman, killed him and tried to blame it on the in a sense current queen time.
Shit. Damn, they thought that was a legend.
Completely
Damn.
unrelated question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am
Would
gonna
the
relay that.
Would the insects get mad at the removal of this corpse?
You don't know. You can certainly try and see what happens.
Just going along, tugging on every single one just in case.
I mean, all I want is the bones.
Oh my
He's
god.
slightly moving them and looking up every glance that he moves them.
You could certainly attempt to take one off if you take it off if you want.
I feel like there's. I feel like just based on the map, there's other piles of bones here.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like, in a sense, to the left of Senric, there's a pile of bones.
Yep.
Oh god.
But the traitor's bones just has the perfect name to it.
You want to, in a sense, are you wanting to try and remove the body and see what happens?
Yeah, just see, gauge the reaction at
Okay.
the,
So, as you, in a sense, touch the body, you hear the, excuse me, the flapping of the wings going getting louder.
Okay. Understood.
You get the sense that they don't want you to remove their food source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Good
Craven.
point.
Craven, sort of recognizing the story that comes from, knows that That's a couple thousand years old.
Mhm.
It seems the further we head down the path, the further we get into history.
If only I could commune with the dead.
So anything else you wish to do? Who's going to continue up?
I'm gonna
move on.
just. Yeah, I'm gonna move on to the next one.
So you begin to make your way towards the next corpse. Upon arriving at this one, this is this is looks to me a very old gnome. Attached to this.
The pluck?
The mad mage that thought he can rule it all.
Nice. Is that a story I know?
Give me no. I would say no for this one.
Okay.
Even if we try the checks?
You certainly try, but you would need to roll quite high. I'll let you know you need to roll very high for this one. Right. You can try it, but you need to roll above a 20 here to know it.
Fuck it.
9, 16. Anyone else wish to attempt this? 5.
Oh,
No idea. No idea whatsoever. Yeah.
You want to give it a try, bro?
Fuck. I'm -1.
17. No. None of
I barely
these.
know what I had for bro.
I want to point out you rolled the highest.
You did roll the highest.
Anything arcane left over on him?
No, I looking at the body. The body of this gnome, barely alive. This one is. Most of what's on him is rotted away. It is literally nothing, other than just him. There is no clothing. There's no weapons. There's nothing. It's just the gnome hanging there on this tree.
Laid bare to all to see.
Pretty much.
should stick them on a lawn.
Oh my god. Fucking hell.
Cool. I'm gonna continue on to the next.
Okay,
On.
the next one sec, is... One sec.
Based on what we're saying, I'm also starting to get slightly nervous.
Okay,
I'm just noticing that the tree in the distance is empty, and I'm wondering if that's for us.
oh, the tree, the tree in the distance, in a sense, best way to describe it, you can't see that, in a sense, you can only just make out the tree up there. It's a sense the hill goes up and kind of goes flat, so you can't actually see.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I wonder who would have seen this.
I'm gonna hand a Brimrock a toast.
Okay.
Thank you.
I would say
That interaction is a two.
okay.
Thank you.
Ultep and Craven.
He knows what it is.
Ultep and Craven, I would say you are the only two people that recognize what this is.
Oh.
This is a shifter.
Oh.
Oh boy.
And in a sense, the way to describe it, so this humanoid, kind of largish nose, hands from looking at them have like wee like parts of claws in them and stuff, and stuff, and you're getting it from the sense from the shape, the body, the way the human male looks is a shifter.
So So a shifter is basically like a half werewolf, although they can be there's many
Yeah,
types of animals
so
that they can be.
from your knowledge and stuff, a shifter is a person, as a humanoid that can shift between themselves and a creature, which could be, in a sense, a werewolf, a dog,
They don't-
cat. It can
They don't fully take the animal form. They just take on aspects.
Yeah, no, they take on aspects of it. So, like, for example, if they were to take on aspects of the cat, they can get the eyes of the cat. If they take on other bits and pieces and stuff, they can, be able to take on the characteristics of them.
They can go beast mode and enhance their abilities
Yes.
based on which animal they're tied to.
Yes, exactly. They're extremely
In other words, a very fine specimen.
very fine specimen, and you don't, from in a sense, you're the only two who have ever came across one before. The rest of you have never seen one before.
Yeah, because I'm like 60.
I like examine it closely out of curiosity.
Mhm. Yeah, so you can examine curiosity. In a sense, it is like a human, but you start to see characteristics, bloody hell, brain, of what looks to be bits and pieces of a dog.
Okay.
So you start to see it's got a slightly larger nose than you would normally see.
I'm gonna looking at it almost absent-mindedly, sort of say like, this is a shifter, like almost in shock because you do not see these things and
No.
they don't like showing themselves.
No.
And then my eyes are immediately gonna look for the plug.
Okay. So this one's plaque. Upon looking at it, in a sense, is not fully there. Like what's written on it started to wear off. It's kind of worn away. What you get is, from reading parts of it, is something deal, something betrayed.
You know, a lot of betrayal vibes from all these people.
That's all you can read from it, in a sense, because the plaque on this one's quite worn.
It is coward's way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to move
Okay.
forward.
You move forward and make your way to the one before the top of the hill. Okay. This one is a tiefling. A male tiefling.
Interesting.
Now this one looks to pretty much all be there. Not as withered as the rest, what you've seen so far, and is you're just seeing the sense of Sturges flying, suck about life, fly away. This one looks a lot better than the rest in the sense of condition wise.
So they're breathing.
In a sense, it's shallow breathing. So they are breathing, but it's shallow. You get the sense of all the ones that you've seen alive, all of them are breathing shallow, in a sense, as if what's happening to them is keeping them alive, but they're, in a sense, not breathing like a normal person. So like you breathe, like you are breathing constantly. They might take a breath every minute, couple minutes. You see them go, and then nothing for maybe a minute or two.
And the plug?
So this one is tiefling. Oh, who speaks Infernal? Okay. This one reads, God, my brain I just have a problem reading this one. To the betrayer of his kind, to the betrayer of his kind, may he suffer for eternity.
I'm gonna relay that, but also, do I have any understanding of what that's referring to? Have I seen that in a book somewhere?
Shoot, give me a history check. This is like a long time ago.
History check?
Yes. 17. You get... It's more of a urban legend of what you know of this. There was a long time ago, when we're talking like when tieflings were kind of presented as like demons and devils in this world, that you heard, it's kind of like a legend that there was a tiefling that tried to in a sense betray their kind to the demons to try and make them more powerful, but upon doing so didn't go according to plan in a sense, and let's just say that part of the legend said that their kind put them in damned into an eternity of suffering for trying to betray them to them. They didn't want, you know, like in a sense, you all know, everyone knows tieflings don't really want to be kind of like devilish. This one tried to betray their kind more by trying to make the devils take them, make them stronger. But that's all you really know. It's more of an urban legend.
Yeah.
Anything else you wish to do?
Well, this is an ancient place.
Then we must be approaching the end of this journey.
Is everyone ready to move forward?
I'm ready.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
take point
Sure.
and slowly walk up to
Okay.
the edge.
So as you begin to get, as you get closer to the edge of the path, you begin to see this tree at the top of the hill. This tree at the top of the hill is a lot larger than the rest. And upon, in a sense, caressing the top, you notice that on the tree is a elf, a male elf in armor staked to this tree. And are you just peeking over the hill, or are you like in a sense walking up in view of this tree in a sense?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna try and get to the point where I can see over. Like, I'm not peeking it. I'm going to like stand on the edge, but not continue into
So
the
yeah,
flat.
you're kind of like able to see over and stuff to the point that your head kind of caresses the top of the hill that you can see. And this male elf is in full like black, is in full armor. A lot better condition, armor wise and condition wise, than the rest. Breathing normally compared to everyone else that you've seen, and you can see these sturges fly in, and as they fly in and start, you kind of all hear this now. As they start to suck in, you can hear them in pain, the person in pain, as they let the blood fly away, come back.
Okay, I'm gonna continue to sort of crest the hill a bit, so I get a better view.
As you get a better
couple
view,
more step.
as you get,
And I'm gonna sort of say, like, are you conscious?
okay. Upon cresting hill and sticking your head up and saying that, the male elf kind of looks up and sees you, and a kind of a daze, seeing you, people hear and goes, and they say to you, and kind of like not at full strength, as best they can, help me.
How?
Get me off this damn tree. These Sturges, and as he said, he's like creatures, and he says that one comes in right into the center of his chest, and then he goes, and then it sucks away part of his blood and flies away.
Is the Branchion barbed like the others?
Yes, he's barbed.
How thick is the tree at its base?
Compared to the rest, I would say, so as you were coming up, the trees were on average about 3 foot diameter. This one's close to 10. This one's quite thick.
What about the actual branches on?
The branches he's on are kind of like the same as everyone else, the other ones and stuff. It's like stuck to the tree, and the branches like a cross. Impaled for the hand. Parts of his body are also impaled to hold him there, and they are barred.
But like the actual branch he's on, how thick is it?
So I would say each one, I would say I'm trying. I need to say this right to try, because there's 2 different sizes here. I would say about the whole metal thing to hold his weight is about 3 inches, roughly, holding him there. That's like 3 inches diameter.
We might be able to either melt or cut the branches to get him down.
Any idea on how to get you down without ripping you in half?
Well,
He kind of
pleasant question.
looks at you and he says, "Don't worry about that. Just get me off this thing."
I want to try and cut the branches he's on behind him.
Okay. Sure. So you kind of go up to him, and now arriving at this tree, you want to attempt to cut the metal branches that are holding him.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a swing at him.
Sure. Roll to hit. Okay.
How?
I'm not gonna get you to roll like damage. Okay, so you take your sword and swing it down on one of the branches, and upon bringing it down and hitting the branch, it kind of goes ding, bing, like play a pings, and your sword begins to vibrate. Quite painfully vibrate in your hand, to the point that you actually have to let go of your sword from how strong the vibrations are. But looking at the tree, there is no damage done to it. You know, as you arrive, he's saying, like, "Please get me down." He says, "I need," or like in a sense, he pleads for you to cut him down. He says, he wants to move on from this place.
What did
When
the
you say-
plaque say? Was there a plaque above him?
Yeah. Does he have a plaque?
He does have a plaque. This one's uncommon.
Ooh.
To the traitor Gender, Jnder, being cursed to be cursed with the eternity of undeath and the redemption, an attempt of redemption for what he did.
Hold on, did you read that again to me?
So Jandar, Jander, cursed to an eternity of undeath,
Okay.
tied to the redemption for what they did.
Okay. I kind of motion at Craven to like hold on. What did you do to get yourself in this position? I asked him.
Mm-hmm. He kind of like looks at you and says, I volunteered to join someone on their crusade for the Nine Hells. And doing so cursed my soul for hunting down some things that I shouldn't have.
Who?
Kind of like looks at you and stuff and says, cut me down, I'll tell you. Cut me down, I'll tell you everything. I want this to end.
You said you wanted to move on. I can do that in 2 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
One of them you can't speak after.
You know, looks at you and says, "Is anything? I don't." He looks at you and says, "Anything to end my suffering." He says, "I don't care how it's done."
I turn to Craven. What worries me is everybody here is
Who did you follow to crusade for the Nine Hells?
He's like, looks at you. Give me a persuasion check, actually, to see if you can persuade him. Hey, this is cut me down, and I will tell you.
What if I try persuasion?
Actually, that was perception. I misclicked.
Oh.
Alright, we re-roll that.
Can I assist?
You can assess, so either both of you can roll or Craven can roll with advantage.
Up to you. I've got a +6 on persuasion.
I say we both
Both roll if you wish, yeah.
Okay.
10. 18, okay. Both of yous between yous, kind of like poking at him and kind of like, in a sense, kind of putting your foot down, like tell us who you went on a crusade with and then we'll cut you down. He mutters the name Zariel.
Interesting.
He's in black armor.
Dark, yeah, like not like, kind of like, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, he's in black armor.
Rider armor.
Not Hellrider armor. Not Hellrider, but kind of like dark armor. Nothing that this for you, Craven, rings a bell of the kind of armor this is, but this is like, we're talking like demonic sort of style here.
Everybody here has kind of like betrayed somebody, so I follow up with like, did you betray the people you were with?
With what you rolled, I betrayed my companions.
If his companion, if he's wearing like demonic armor and his companions were demons, then wouldn't that theoretically make him a good guy?
I'm gonna walk around him.
Mm-hmm.
I ask a follow-up question: why?
Power.
Hmm?
Power.
Power?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I wanted the power.
So he's
You-
still not a good guy.
You led to Zariel's fall, didn't you?
I was there. But I wasn't the one who caused the fall. There were many of us there.
But you fell too, didn't you?
Yes.
Are you
Many of
wearing a
us.
helmet?
No helmet. Many people fell that day. But I chose to, in a sense,
You chose to side with the demons and end the lives of those you fought with.
no. This is I chose to side with the one I was following. I chose to side with Zariel. I followed them till the end. I chose to go with them.
You saw what Zariel became.
Yes. And upon seeing what they became, I wanted it. I needed it. Now that you've been saying this and stuff, you start to see, in a sense, looking at him, where the sturges and stuff have been like sucking his blood, the wounds have closed. Compared to the rest on the way up, you noticed that when they were sucking the blood thing, their wounds, in a sense, remained there The wounds on him have started, in a sense, it closed up. And the life inside him hasn't diminished. It's been the same for the entirety that you've been here.
I'm gonna do something risky.
Mm-hmm.
I place my hand on the chest plate of his armor.
Mm-hmm.
I cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Detect magic. Okay.
There's obviously magic involved here, but I want to know more about it. I'm
So
trying to feel the flow of magic, sort of thing.
Can you double check something? During this, Altip, what are you doing?
I'm actually going to turn to Lulu.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm gonna bring Lulu up slowly. I'll bring Lulu up closer. Yep. So Lulu is kind of like flying beside you.
And see if Lulu has any information.
Looking in a sense, asking Lulu. Well, obviously you're casting them, talking to Lulu and stuff. You get the sense that she's trying to picture where she's seen this person from, but she can't put her finger on it and stuff. As I said, I know I've seen them before, but I can't. I need more information. I need to know more. And she's struggling. She, in a sense, she's trying to remember, but she can't. It's on the tip of her tongue, in a sense, but she can't fully remember. So detect magic. While the staff in front of the magic center just changes your aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic and learns the skill of magic. Oh, 1 sec. Does that include that?
Hold on, I'll be right back.
It's fine.
My food is here.
Does that include this?
The plaque included his name, didn't it?
It did, but did any of you tell her? Yeah, the plaque did include gender, Gender. That's only their first name though. Okay. I will say for this, because I'm just having a problem trying to pinpoint if this is a thing. You cast detect magic. You get in a sense that he is magical. Not, and if it's him, there's some magical aura coming off of him. And it also lets you tell you the school of magic, doesn't it? It's been a while since I've divination and school of magic. God, I need to. Fuck's sake, one sec. Magic 5e. Necromancy.
Yeah.
I would say necromancy in this case is coming off of them. So he's getting in a bunch of doing all this and seeing you doing this, and he says you now see him looking at him as you touch him. He looks at you with some intent, and doing so says, "Cut me down."
Do we have anything strong enough to even cut him down?
I'm gonna look up.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna look up. Tell me your name.
Jandir. You know my name, you said it.
Your entire name.
Rude. Name.
Oh dear.
Cut me down and I will tell you my full name.
I respond, how about if you don't tell us, we just leave you up there?
I yell out to Lulu.
Mm-hmm.
Does Yandir ring any bells?
Upon do you shout Lulu's name here? I said you shout Lulu to Xandir ringing bells.
No, I just sort of look over to them
Okay.
and say their name.
So upon looking over to him, you see him turn around and look, and seeing Lulu. And he's like looking at Lulu as if he recognizes Lulu. But he's like, you get that, you know, that sense when someone looks at something but it doesn't look right.
Yeah.
It's kind of that look. It's like, no, it can't be. But it looks, but no. But in that sense, it's kind of like, that's not right. What he's saying.
Is there a problem?
No, it says it just looks familiar, but it's not. They look that creature there. It says, what is it? It says it looks like something that I've. It looks like something smaller. It looks like something I've seen, but it's not. It can't be. But no, what? What is that? Who is that?
I'm gonna silently, without saying their name, motion Lulu to come a bit closer.
Okay, so you motion to Lulu to come a bit closer. Lulu will get. We'll sit here. And then Lulu's kind of like, in a sense, flapping around, looking at them, and they're going. And they're both looking at each other, trying to figure out where they know each other from. They're trying to recognize. Lulu trying to work out who this person is. And this creates this person is Anders trying to figure out, like, why does she look like, what's going on here?
Why does she look like what?
she looks like... She can't be, but she looks a lot smaller. But it can't be. No, that's impossible. That's impossible.
Who do you think they are?
This is... Lulu, it says... I'm trying to look this good myself. I'm flicking through this, trying to figure out...
Do I see Lulu react to their name being said?
So Lulu... Hearing the first name, yes. But she can't pinpoint exactly who they are.
But no, but also like when Gendia says
Lulu.
yeah.
She
Does Lulu react?
She reacts a little bit, but she's, in a sense, there's too many memories flooding through her mind right now to pinpoint exactly. 1 sec, I need to figure these for this.
Oh, 1 second, I gotta do a headphone swap.
So
Would you like to introduce yourself to our companion here?
you know, like seeing like obviously, and this is my full name is Xandir Sunstar, and if this is the creature I think it is, which shouldn't be possible. Shouldn't be possible. Oh. Protect them at all costs. That's impossible. That's the one thing that shouldn't be here. And obviously now here is Lulu hearing the full name, in a sense, remembers bits and pieces. So Lulu, in your heads, has in a sense, she remembers something. She remembers that the betrayal. She remembers Zuriel and gives him and it remembers Zuriel and remembers Zuriel giving Lulu a painful look. She then looks at you all, and in your heads, she says, "Sorry. I've led us to the wrong place. This isn't where this isn't where I thought the sword is. This is somewhere else. This is a place that we fought at." And she's now starting to remember bits and pieces of her past. She says, "I remember." And you now she's thinking, and you're all of it in your head. As she remembers, she says, "It's need to find the citadel. That's where it needs to be." It says it must be there. It says, but it's not here. And it's as if in her mind she's like remembering, she's in her head muttering like, but it was here, but it's not. Where is it? But it was here, but it's not. In a sense, she's trying. She knows she wants to go to something called. She keeps referring to the word. In your head, the word citadel. She keeps referring to. Need to get the citadel. Must be there. I need to find the citadel, and it's going through her head as if she's trying to work out where it is and why it's not here.
I lean towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Know anything about a citadel?
They cut me down, I'll tell you about a citadel.
I look at Craven.
Lulu.
Mm-hmm. In your head she goes, yes. And you can still hear her like in the back of her mind going, citadel. Where would it be? Find it. Locate it.
Can you...
What'd you say, sorry?
This man here. Can we trust him? What did he do? What?
You hear in your heads. Says, I remember charging through the portal. Here. I remember the fights. I remember seeing him and another. I remember seeing those deserters the deserters' shameful retreat. They betrayed her. They left her. They left us. It was their fault. And after that she kind of was quiet.
I grip the handle of my blade
Okay.
tightly,
Mhm.
white knuckle, and I channel as much power as I can
Okay.
in order to trigger that subtle change in my blade where it starts to ice over.
Okay.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
not completely,
Give buddy some
But-
thoughts.
enough that hopefully, if he's seen it before, he may recognize what this power is or who it belongs to. I look him dead in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, apparently, all this was your fault. You've got one last chance. Tell me what happened.
So they, in a sense, they start to take him in and stuff. And as they begin to, in a sense, tell you, in a sense, try to say themselves, who's all here at the same, all you hear quite loudly, the kind of like the galloping of hoofs, loud hoofs. Getting closer and closer and closer. He look kind of, as he went, looks and he goes, "Says no, it can't be him." He says, "It's no, and you now see him starting to panic on this tree, trying to struggle to get off, and the sounds of hooves are getting louder and louder and louder."
What's wrong?
It's him. It says, "No, he put me here. No, not him, not Herman." And the hooves are getting louder and louder and louder and louder. And you now see how the Xander's kind of gone like full, like, in a sense, going in his mind and says, "No, this is not that time again." And it's getting louder and louder and louder. I need
Yeah.
yous all
Uh-oh.
to give me a wisdom saving throw as you feel something try to pierce into your minds. Right, I'll do Brimrock because Spartans had to jump.
Oof.
So anyone that rolled above a 15,
Oh.
use, in a sense, you take no damage. If you rolled less than a 15, you take 6 points of psychic damage. And
Oh, that's not too bad.
in your heads, use all here. The interlopers that have meddled where somewhere where they shouldn't be shall be punished. And you hear the sounds of hooves getting louder and louder and louder.
Well, that's interesting.
Sounds like that army may have figured out where we were.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you want to do?
Well, I lean towards Kraven and I say, since he doesn't want to tell us anything, let's just leave him here for his fate. Or to meet his fate. I try to say that loud enough so he can hear.
I feel like we might be able to find out more another way.
What are you doing?
I'm assuming those hooves are like right at the crest of the hill. Like,
No, so the hooves are coming from this way. They're coming this way.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm assuming that it's getting close.
They're getting close.
I'm going to rush in between Lulu and Jandir.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw my hands out and I'm going to grab them both.
Both of them, okay.
Oh dear.
I'm going to cause a problem here.
What are you going to do?
I can tell.
Let me check.
I think I might know what you're trying to do, but I may have an idea what you're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll just wait.
Turn Jandir,
Mm-hmm.
Lulu,
Mm-hmm.
and myself
Mm-hmm.
invisible.
Okay. Is this a spell?
Yeah, I cast invisibility. Has a range of touch. So that's why I
That's
have
in
to grab them
concentration of
both.
1 power. It's a concentration spell. A creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. Any target where sure.
As I do it, I sort of look back and just say, "Hide!"
Okay, so
to Cendric and the others.
yep. So
I
Brimrock.
just do the same thing. I can go invisible too.
Okay, so I will say what I need you to do then is so Craven. I think I'm a marker. So Lulu, you've made invisible. If I go, that's the effect for them. Invisible. You have made him invisible. Craven, you're invisible. Senric,
'cause that's gonna-
you're invisible.
Him being invisible is going to cause a problem because they're going to think he's not there and they might let loose the information.
So what is? I will say Brimrock will try and hide somewhere. So I'll roll stealth for him. I'll actually one of you can roll stealth for Brimrock when it comes to it. And then
Is this a rock or is this like a pond?
it's a pond. It is like a muddy, watery pond. The only bit of water
I just
you've seen
opened
here.
that.
Sure. I will say when you jump in, it kind of only goes up to your waist. So if you want to hide in it, you're gonna have to lie down in it.
That's fine.
Oh boy.
Sure. So I
I
would
don't
yeah.
need to
On you go.
breathe.
On you go. Brimrock's going to follow you and hide in there with you, and kind of like, not go fully down, but enough that you can still breathe, and you know what kind of mean, like kind of like hiding it, kind of covers it. So what's what will happen? I need the people that are invisible
By the way, since I had to rush in between them, I sort of ducked behind the tree.
That's fine. So you duck behind. So to people that are so I need everyone to roll stealth. Now, the people that are invisible roll with advantage. Ultep and Brimrock just roll straight stealth because it's not a perfect hiding spot and stuff. So
Roll stealth with advantage.
So if you're invisible, roll stealth with advantage. I need someone to roll for Brimrock, just a straight D20, and I'll add his modifier to it.
D20 you said?
For Brimrock, yes.
17.
Right, so Brimrock got 17
Or
plus
18.
his. Well, that's Ultep's.
17's fine.
Ultep's is 18, so Brimrock's. So Brimrock's is 17. And I'll roll Lulu, sleight of hand.
I don't think I need to roll a second time.
You can try and see if you can get a crit. So I would say if you get a crit, it kind of, it might help some situations. Natural 1. Natural 10, right? Okay. Now you do have advantage, so you say Craven, you can roll again because the first one was sleight of hand.
It's the same modifier.
Same modifier. That's fine. I'll roll for.
They're both +0, so it doesn't matter.
Right. 1 sec.
I got a 12. If I roll stealth again, I will get another nat 1.
I believe in you. You can do this.
Okay. So. 1 second. This would be this. Okay.
Like
Sounds-
invisible and somehow hiding less than Alfred
So
is.
the sounds of the hooves get louder and louder and louder.
Alright, I'll roll for Brimrock.
Chris Henrik done it.
Yep.
He rolled a 17 and I've got his modifier and stuff, so you know it was actually it's modifier 017. So as the sounds get louder and louder and louder, you begin to see this hellish horse and a person on top of it begin to approach
Oh boy.
and begin to closer and closer and closer. Get to about here, and they look around as if they're like scanning to see what's going on, and notice that the tree is empty. There's no one there. I just need to do this bit 1 sec. Okay. You kind of like see them look around now, and you kind of hear them go, "Where are you?" And you see him like pan around, looking around, and looking around everywhere. And he says, "He kind of going, I can sense someone." And he begins to make his way toward the tree. And kind of gets to here. Kind of, I would say, Senric, you move out of the way and begins to make his way around to about here. And he goes, looks around and he kind of turns and looks, and you're pretty much where you are, Craven.
Hmm.
And then looks back at the tree of where Jandir should be, and then looks back at you, and then you see him in a sense lift his hand
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, point it at you, and he says, I can see you there. Who are you? It's pointing directly at you.
At me or at Craven?
At Craven, is pointing at Craven. As if he knows you're there.
I'm gonna sort of change my posture from hiding to just relaxed against the tree.
I put my hands on my swords in preparation.
My name is Craven. Who are you?
My name is... I'm just trying to make sure I pronounce this right. My name is Harmon. What brings you here and where is he?
Where is he?
Where's Jandir?
Why was he here?
He betrayed, it says.
Who did he betray?
He betrayed Zariel. He says he chose not to follow them anymore. Where is he?
See.
Where is he? And you now see this, I'm getting like, as he's looking around, trying to figure out where he is. As if he can sense as if he's trying to pinpoint where he is, but the invisibility is making it extremely difficult to try and narrow it down. So he knows he should be there. He's not.
I know it requires concentration, but can I selectively drop it?
On you can selectively drop it. Do you mean to drop it on a person or just drop it entirely?
Like because I have 3 people invisible, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Can I reveal myself and Jandir, but keep Lulu hidden?
Yes. Yeah. You would, in a sense, you would drop partial concentration of that meeting. So you would drop concentration on them, but keep it on Lulu. So you would still be concentrating, but you two would become back into existence.
So first I just reveal myself.
Okay. So first you reveal yourself.
And then I say, so he chose not to follow Zariel anymore.
Yes.
And that's why he's here as a betrayer.
Yeah, he's here to suffer for betraying him. Where is he?
I mean, do you really think we had time to get him down? And I'm going to snap my fingers and make him appear.
He goes, appears back into existence. It's looking at him, and they kind of look at each other, and he kind of goes, "He's still alive. Excellent."
Yeah, it was just a cheap parlor trick, really. I was trying to get some information out of him, and I wasn't sure what you were coming here for.
Just, looking at you, says, I came to deal with the people that have, in a sense, the interlopers that have decided to meddle where they shouldn't belong. I'm guessing that was yourself.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was too much meddling. I was more curious. You've got a nice little museum here of historical events.
It says, he kind of looks around and says, this has been here a long time. Far longer than...
Have you always been its keeper?
No, it says there's been others, but I have decided to take on the mantle and to ensure the people here suffer for all eternity. Now, and Elena looks at you and says, looking at it, says, what are you going to do now? It says, are you going to stay? Are you going to help him? Or are you going to leave and maybe I'll let you walk away? Depending on what your answer is.
Depends what you mean by help him.
Free him.
You know, honestly, I was debating it. Only because he might end up being useful.
Useful? And why would he be useful to you? He says. What would you?
I don't know.
What would
I
you
don't know
want?
my way around. I've only found myself here recently.
Ah.
Have some scores to settle here. And, don't really know where to look.
He says, yeah, you must be from the city. You must be from Elturel. You're one of the survivors, I see.
I'm from many places.
Kind of now looking at you, quite intently, and says, decided to venture out. Maybe there's some people there that are stronger than more.
I don't
Depth.
belong to any city. I never stay in one place long. I've been a wanderer for half a century now.
It's interesting. And he kind of like is looking at you, stuff, and he's getting a look, and says, and you can see him still like scanning around as if he can still try to figure out what else is here. What's everyone else doing while this is happening?
I'm staying invisible, but I got my hands on my swords.
Okay.
I've got. I'm just flat in the mud, just keeping an eye on him.
Okay. So, kind of like looking at you in some instances. You, Craven, is like this. A long time. It's a long time to be wandering.
It is.
Kind of looking at Shandy, for instance, is this. Looking at like this. What did you tell him? Did you?
So far, he's barely told me his name.
He kind of looks at him because it's good. And now you kind of see him like raise. It's kind of like next to him. He's like this lands kind of like on his hand, raises it to Jandir's throat and says, "It's needles better to talk about them." And then now turns and points the lance at you, Craven, and says, I will give you one chance to leave this place as you found it and continue on your merry way. But if you don't, and you now see the lands kind of burst into flame, if you don't, it says, I will have the utmost pleasure of spilling your innards right here and right now. So, what's it going to be?
And I was hoping we could talk for a little first.
I have many, many things I must do and many places I must be.
Well, I do have one question for you.
Make it quick.
Are you just the keeper of this place, or do you serve someone?
I serve someone, yes. I've served them for a long time, and so
Who do you serve?
you kind of like see this thing kind of like smile start to appear. The ruler of the Venus, Zuriel. And upon doing, you kind of like see this smile appear. This is soon you'll know the power that they have, the power they will gain.
Ah. And here I thought Zuriel was powerless. They couldn't even prevent their own fall.
Kind of saying that, it kind of looks at you with anger. It says, I suggest you leave now.
I mean, you look like you're from here to me, so wouldn't Zuriel have once been your enemy?
Kind of looks at you and says, I was never. He kind of looks at you and he says, and now you look at Jander and says, he was there when Zuriel fell. He was my comrade in arms. And then turns and looks at you and stuff and says, I gave in willingly to the power, to the corruption that was taking hold, compared to some other people. And now looking at Jander, I gave myself willingly. And it's now looking at you, and then it's in his horse, and it's kind of like backing stuff, and kind of like trot, like kind of like this horse kind of moving around. I'll ask you one last time to leave. I will not ask again. What are you doing?
You know, the Blood War was a violent battle. No, I saw it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will say.
I guess that in the heat of the moment, and after terrors they had seen, it would have revealed the true weakness in some of those men. Wouldn't it? I stared straight in his direction.
Okay. Looking at you, in a sense, in the weakness in some men, you kind of see the flames on him and his horse grow brighter. You see him. One sec. You know, in a sense, you know, it says, you know, and a kind of like a booming voice says, I told you to leave and you didn't. Now I must make you leave. And is quite angrily now saying this. I need everyone, I'm pretty sure it is everyone. Yep, I need everyone to make me a I need everyone to make me a. I like how they're writing so fucking small. A charisma saving throw, please. Is he kind of like charisma saving? So is he like kind of loudly and angrily tells you, you must now pay. A charisma saving throw, please. I'll roll for Brim.
Everyone?
Everyone. Everyone within 60 feet, which includes you all.
Charisma.
8. Anyone that rolled above a 17 succeeds. Everyone else who rolled less is frightened and must, in a sense, in combat, spend their action to get as far away as they can. So, Brimrock and Ultip, upon hearing him say this, Brimrock kind of like, and I say, tries to spend as much of his action to get as far away as he can. Upon doing so, makes himself visible. And you now see Herman turn and look and goes, "So you weren't alone?" And Brimrock kind of starts to then get up and stuff. Old tip. What are you doing now? You have to get as far away. Are you trying to just get up and move, or are you trying to make yourself not get seen?
I am crawling away,
Okay.
so I'm slowly backing up away from him.
So I will say, for all intents and purposes, because he can now see that there's someone in that water. He now knows that Brimrock's there, because Brimrock's just kind of sat up and just kind of looked and begins to back away. And he now knows that you are both there.
Mm-hmm.
He turns and looks at you, Craven.
I'm not afraid of weak men.
Upon hearing you,
How about you leave? And I cast command.
okay, I will say I'll let you cast command here on you go. Before I say what I'm about to say. It must succeed a DC 15 saving throw. Wisdom saving throw. This is a spell, so he has advantage. I had to double check this. He has advantage.
Fucking spell resistance.
Rolled a natural. He rolled a 14 on his first, and then rolled an 8. He failed. He failed. So he must. What does he must do? It says for action 1 round, range of 60 feet, you speak one word command to a creature you see within range of target. The spell has no effect. They're going to dead. He's not dead. He's technically alive. What's the command? So the command was what? What was the command?
Leave.
Okay, so leave. So he will then turn around and will travel. Oh, it's going to go this. It'll go. Stop zooming out there. He will travel 30 feet. Let's use his movement to here.
As he does that, I'm gonna just circle to this side of the tree and
Okay.
watch him.
He moves 30 feet that way before the spell. It's 1 round, isn't it?
Yeah,
Seconds.
it's 1 round
Yep.
in combat, yeah.
Before he kind of like turns, shakes his head, turns round and looks at you, and you now all see the fire from his spear and the fire around him angrily gets stronger and says, "You shouldn't have done that," and will now begin to charge towards you, Craven. And that's what we'll call it.
That's what we're calling
That's
it?
where we'll call it.
Oh, jeez.
Right,
Okay.
right as the fight begins, as he begins to charge in, that is what we'll call it. So that is what we'll call it for this tonight's
Oh,
D&D.
that's rough. I want to keep going.
I know.
I was gonna use that circlet of blast.
And is he like is now he's turning and beginning to charge towards you. So that's what we'll call it. We'll start off next time right. We'll pretty much start next time right as combat begins.
Yep.
So
just gonna see a Senark appear out of nowhere and yell, "Fireball, bitch!"
But yeah, so in a sense he doesn't. So in a sense, he doesn't know where you are yet. He doesn't know where Senric and Lulu are yet, but he knows where everyone else are. He knows where Brimrock, and he knows all tips someone else is there, but can't pinpoint them exactly. But he knows this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun and exciting. So we'll call it here.
I attack him while I'm cloaked like this.
You
and
draw
I
up
use a
invisibility.
circlet of blasting. Yeah, I know that, but would I have an advantage?
I believe he might. I can't remember exactly how invisibility
So you're
works.
invisible. So he doesn't know you're there.
Yep.
Now, if I'm right, you automatically you'll get sneak attack because he doesn't know where you are. So even if no one's next to him, you get your sneak attack bonus as well. Let me double check this now.
An invisible creature is impossible to see without the aid of magic or special sense. For the purpose of hiding, the creature is heavily obscured. The creature's location can be detected by any noise it makes or tracks it leaves. Attack rolls against the creature are at disadvantage, and the creature's attack rolls have advantage.
Yeah, I just read this. Yeah, you have advantage. Yeah, so you would have advantage on the attack, but after you cast the spell, you would be revealed.
How do we check what his weaknesses are, or what he's resistant against?
Who?
Just
guy?
enemies in general.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Don't.
You don't know.
Okay. We don't have any way of finding out.
You technically do. You technically, I believe Bridget has it that she can spend an action or something. It might
She's
They
got
can
what,
make it-
Hunter's Mark or something, right? Or
They can
is it
focus
Hunter's
on
Mark, or is
something
it-
and
It's one of her abilities.
Yeah, so Bridget has
I might be able to do something.
yeah, so she has Hunter's Sense that she can use an action and choose one creature she sees in 60 feet and immediately learns whether that creature's immune to any it learns whether that creature has any immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities that are not hidden by divination magic on the creature. So in a sense, she can spend her action to look at them to see if she can sense or detect anything they're immune to, resistant, or any vulnerabilities that they may have. And stuff. You can also get spells and other stuff that can do the same thing, but in a sense you don't know unless you spend I don't know, an action to try and see if you've had knowledge of this creature before, or knowledge of what this might be, of any weaknesses that they might have.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and assume he's resistant to fire.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm not sure I want to cast or use my circlet of blasting.
Just considering he is on fire.
Yeah, I really want to use it.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I know what they're resistant to,
Mm-hmm.
so I know them all.
That's his way of saying don't do it.
Oh no! I just know what they are.
Wouldn't it be funny if he was weak to fire?
That would be hilarious. I can now picture him being very weak. He is literally a fucking demonic creature bursting into flames that is also screaming in pain because they're vulnerable to fire. That would be like the most funniest and stupidest thing I've ever seen.
I feel like the entire time.
Being that is.
I feel like the entire time I was doing that back and forth conversation with him, Bert's just like, when's he gonna cross the line?
No, it's yeah.
I felt like you.
Fire
I felt like
being
you enjoyed that
with fire.
conversation.
No, it's just be mad.
I'm glad the command worked because I made him look weak. I called him weak and then forced him to walk away. You know, actually, you know what I should have done? It's too late now. Instead of leave, I should have said betray and see if he'd punish himself and put himself on a tree.
Could have tried it.
I just
Could've
thought
tried.
of it now. Betray.
Betray.
So, anyway, that's going to be us for tonight, as we'll call it here and stuff. We'll be back. So we're kind of changing. Okay, so D&D's kind of come back. We're going to kind of change it a little bit because that's what I'm looking for. I need time to deal with shit, and I need time to not have so much shit in my head.
Yep.
To the point that it's bad. So we're kind of going to make it every 2 weeks right now.
Yep.
Until shit
fine.
kind of gets sorted for me, because I'm just not 100% there. So I'm going to do it
We're all here for you, man.
a bi-weekly basis and stuff, and it also allows people to, in a sense, not if they want to do, like, in a sense, like, you're not having to commit every week if you want to do like every 2 weeks right now, in case you want to have other plans and stuff, because and stuff. I mean, I kind of moved it back to Friday because Saturdays are a bit of a nightmare. Saturdays. It's not that, like, well,
It's unfortunate.
not unfortunate, it's the fact that, like, the amount of times that I've, like, obviously I've been asked, or in general, like, you might be asked, like, do you want to go out for dinner? But I'm like, well, I've got D&D. No. And stuff like that, and there's other stuff, so it's like Friday's kind of like easier stuff. But anyway, as for another time, but anyway, we'll be back in 2 weeks, because next week I'm not here. I'm not here next week.
Let me see what my schedule is. Not next week, the week after.
Yeah, so next week I'm not here anyway, so 2 weeks is kind of good. Anyway, we'll see you all then.